Nobody 2 cements Bob Odenkirk's action hero character as the anti-John Wick. The follow-up to 2021's Nobody 2 looks to be a riff on the family vacation formula that also embraces some big action and wacky fights. Nobody focused on Hutch, a former assassin for the United States government who has been trying to adjust to a mundane life. However, a chance encounter with a Russian-affiliated mobster while wrestling with his history and anger sets him off on a violent crusade to ensure his family remains safe. Performing well at the box office and earning solid reviews, Nobody's ending left the door open for Hutch and his loved ones to return. Nobody 2 confirms that the family has remained together, even if they struggle somewhat with the reality of Hutch's line of work. These elements, plus a comedic tone that fits the approach, set up Nobody 2 to be the perfect foil to the more dramatic and gritty approach of films like the John Wick series. Nobody 2's first trailer is now out. The trailer for Nobody 2 leans into comedy, and it's the right call. Nobody 2 Trailer 3. Nobody 2's trailer keeps the John Wick-style action of the original but leans into the comic underdog qualities of the concept, which is a great way to distinguish the film from other modern blockbusters. The trailer for Nobody 2 suggests the film is picking up some time after the events of the original, with Hutch having resumed his work to the detriment of his family life. Taking them on vacation brings the action to a cheesy-looking amusement park, where Hutch can face off with nameless goons in theme park staples like arcades and halls of mirrors. It's a fun showcase for the film, with the trailer leaning into the hard-hitting action and wacky items, like a whack-a-mole mallet or a duck mask, that Hutch can turn into a weapon. While it looks like there will be plenty of bloody brawls, the film seems to be repeating Nobody's preference for unexpected family comedy. It seems to be following the direction of the original film and playing the violence as a goofy riff on the kind of action that's dominated the genre for over a decade. It's a clever way to ensure Hutch is different than John Wick. Hutch's story in Nobody 2 makes Bob Odenkirk's character the opposite of John Wick. Hutch is a fun character who has a grounded humanity that other films can't match. Nobody 2 Trailer 7. One of the things that makes Nobody 2 seem like so much fun is the way it flips the typical, vengeful-driven killer archetype codified by John Wick. Hutch doesn't necessarily want to throw himself into violence, and actively tries to avoid fighting in the trailer because he's on vacation. He stumbles into the trouble instead of actively seeking out, making him an inherently more sympathetic and grounded character. He's not a man on a mission, he just wants some quality family time. This is another way Hutch stands out from his peers across the genre. Hutch actually has a family, instead of just having a deceased relative who serves as motivation, such as John Wick's wife. This does a lot to humanize the character, highlighting how all the combat skills in the world can't simply make you a better father or husband. It gives the character more people to bounce off of, for comedic and dramatic purposes. Most importantly, it gives him a clearer motivation, especially when one of them is insulted or threatened, as seen in the trailer for Nobody 2. Nobody 2 making Bob Odenkirk the anti-John Wick makes me more excited for the sequel. Nobody 2 leaning into comedy makes me more excited for the new action riff. Lots of films released in the wake of John Wick's success have attempted to replicate the stylized gory heights of that series, but few have found as much success as Nobody. Nobody benefited from a more grounded take on the concept, having fun with the idea of a regular guy turning out to have a history he wants to escape. It felt like a contrast to the other movies about assassins who can't escape the life they've chosen, all while having a bit of fun with the sheer audacity of turning a middle-aged Bob Odenkirk into a believable action star. Nobody 2 is doubling down on the best elements of the first film, which played to Odenkirk's skills as a comic actor and talent for fight scenes. The trailer indicates the fights are more over the top, while the family dynamics bring a layer of overt comedy to the entire production. This ensures the film doesn't feel too grim or lose the sense of fun. Nobody 2 is making Hutch into a deliberate contrast to characters like John Wick, which has me really excited for just how much fun the trailer makes the film look.